Good morning, crafters, and welcome. I have two very fun Dollar Tree fall DIYs for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you how to use the items at Dollar Tree to make a beautiful fall garland and shelf sitter. Both of these crafts are very budget friendly. Let me show you how to make them. For our project, you're going to need one of these cute little craft kits that you can pick up in the fall section at Dollar Tree. This one makes a little turkey, a scarecrow head, and an owl. Now they have 3 different packs to choose from. You can use whichever one that you would like. Each pack will make 6 individual. So you get 2 owls in this one, 2 scarecrow, and 2 turkeys. You're also going to need some jute cord. Now when you get your package, they each come individually wrapped like a little craft kit like this. So this is the turkey, this is the scarecrow, and the owl. They're very easy to put together. All the pieces are already cut and ready to go. You just have to glue everything together. So you have your cute little face. And the hat, you need to make sure that when you're gluing it that the hat, one side has a stripe, one doesn't, so you want to make sure that stripe comes up. So before I glue all these together, what I do is I usually put them together to make sure, I have all the pieces, that I understand how they go together so that they look right. Little pieces are his hair. I have to say, the only thing I don't like is like right here, Greenbrier International, and it's on the front. So you have to be really careful when you place that hat that you cover it. So I just get all my little pieces in order, and you can refer to the little pictures here if you're not sure where something goes. Okay, so that's approximately how they go. So you go through each one and you put them together and then you glue them together. And when you do, this is what they look like when they're completed. I think they are so cute. The little turkey, our adorable little scarecrow, and the owl. Okay, so here on the scarecrow, I found that if you kind of glue the little pieces of hair to the hat first before you glue them down, that tends to work pretty good. And you can use school glue, but I found that the felt really does absorb the school glue, and so you have to put glue down like twice because it absorbs it. So then I just moved to doing the hot glue, and it works really well. It doesn't come through so you don't see it from the front or anything. And then you don't have to wait for it to dry. So I found that hot glue is the best way to go. One other thing that I came across with the little scarecrow ones, because of where they put the Greenbrier, sometimes you have to bring the hat down just a little bit further than they intended. So if you have any little bit of the face here that shows, just trim. So very cute. You want to put together all 6 of your pieces. I have all my pieces together. Now on the back here, you want to take about a 2-inch piece of jute cord, fold it together so you make a little loop. And I just add a tiny bit of hot glue, pull those ends together. And then you want to glue the loop onto the back in the center, but you don't want to see it from the front, so you want to make sure that it's low enough that it's behind your character. You'll want to do that with each character. I have all my felt pieces together from the craft kit, and now I have 7 small little wood rounds. I did pick this up from Dollar Tree. Over in the craft section, they had packages of small wood shapes. They had round, square, and I think triangular, but we're going to use the small round ones. You'll need 7 of them. And I'm also going to be using my Waverly Antique Wax. So I'm just adding a little bit of the Waverly Antique Wax, and I'm just using a paper towel. Just rub it on real good, and then I use a clean part of the towel and take off any excess. But look at how pretty you get that wood grain. You'll want to do that to all 7 pieces. Now while our wood rounds are drying, you're going to need 3 fall ribbons. These are the 3 that I've chosen, and these are all the small ribbon, 5/8 of an inch at 3 yards, and I did pick up all 3 of these from Dollar Tree. We have this really pretty burlap with the leaves. I love this with the green background and the owls. It goes so cute with the owls, and then your neutral and orange check. Very pretty. You'll want to cut 7 pieces of each ribbon at about 7 inches in length. Okay, I have a piece of each of my ribbons. And now I want to put this one, which is just the plain check, in the middle. And then I'm going to alternate between which one I put up on top. I just grab them at one end and kind of stack them on top of each other. But you want it to kind of flare out a little bit at the bottom so you can see all 3. Put a little dab of hot glue in between the ribbons so that they all glue together. And then we're going to glue that on the back of one of the rounds. You want to make sure that the knife side of your ribbon is facing forward. And then again, you're going to need a small piece of jute cord, about 2 inches or less. Pull it together to make a little loop and attach it onto the back. And that is what they look like. So on this one you can see I have the leaf ribbon on the front, and then on this one I have the owl ribbon out on the front. So that's why I'm alternating between the 2. You'll want to do that to all of your rounds. Now doesn't that look adorable? So I put a ribbon bundle in between each of the characters. Once you have all your pieces done and the glue has set up, you just want to go ahead and string it onto a piece of jute cord. And then on the ends, just tie a nice little loop. And I have not tied off my other end. I'm going to wait till I get downstairs and I hang it across my fireplace. I want to make sure that it hangs at the height or length that I want. So that's why I've left a little extra here on the end, and then I will tie it off once I get downstairs and know exactly how long I'm going to need it. So you just run it through the loops that you placed on the back, and I like that because it allows you to slide them on the jute cord. But once they're up, they're not going to slide around. You actually have to grab them and move them because you know your jute cord's a little rough. but I like that because then you can adjust it depending on whatever area that you're going to place it. But I love it. I think that is so adorable. Love the scarecrow, the turkey. I love it all. To get started on our project, you're going to need one of these wood panels that you can pick up from Dollar Tree. Now they have two different sizes. This is the one that is square. And they also have this one, which is a little bit more rectangle. You can see the size difference there. You can use either one. It all depends on how you want to decorate your piece. But I've chosen to go with this square one. You're also going to need some orange paint. This is Apple Barrel Pumpkin Orange, and some brown paint, and this is Nutmeg Brown. I put out a little bit of both colors of the paints. The first thing is I want to get a good coat of the orange paint here on my base. You also want to make sure that you get all of the edges all the way around. I have one good coat on and my paint is still wet. I'm going to go in and pick up a little bit of that brown and mix it in with a little bit of the orange. I want it to darken up. Okay, I really like that. I'm taking a square object and making it look a little bit more round. And all I did was take a little bit of that brown and mix it in with the orange so it's a darker shade. And then I just give it curves. A little bit comes off at one time, which is fine. I just don't want it to look flat. I want it to look like it's got a little bit of dimension there, and I think that did it. I'm going to go ahead and let that dry before we move on. I pulled out one of these wood slices and I painted it the nutmeg brown. That's going to be my stem for my pumpkin. Then I also pulled out this package of DIY stickers that I picked up from Dollar Tree. It has a lot of small pumpkins on it. And I pulled out two that are unfinished. I'm going to paint these white. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of the nutmeg brown like I did here to give it a little bit more texture and to make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. But I'm going to start by getting a base coat of white on these guys. And I'm just using Apple Barrel's matte white. Once you're happy with everything, go ahead and let it fully dry. Now I was looking at my little orange pumpkins And kind of when I hold them up to the base here, they really blend in because there's not much difference between the two. So I decided to go in and add some dimension to those pumpkins and make them a little bit darker with the Waverly Antique Wax. You just kind of start with the stem. And here at the bottom, they have little bumps. That's what I use as my guide to add my lines. And I'm going to use just kind of the edge of my paintbrush here. Just going to start at that dip and kind of do a curve as I come up. Okay, got a little off center there, but that's okay. And then I'm also going to go right around the bottom as a shadow because these pumpkins are sitting. And then I'm also going to come right around the outside edge. Then I just kind of work down here, make sure those little areas look round. And bring down my stem a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do that to the two large plain pumpkins and to the one small plain pumpkin. They do come with the little stickies on the back. I always remove those. My pieces are dry, so I'm going to add my stem here. And the way that I painted it, it looks like the stem should go right here, which is a little off center. So that's where I'm going to put it, and I'm going to attach it with a combination of Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and hot glue. I've found over the years that when you try to use hot glue over freshly painted surfaces, it doesn't tend to hold very well. So by adding the Original Tacky Glue, you'll have a much better adhesion. Once the Aleene sets up, it'll be good to go and it's not going to move. Now I'm also going to be adding a few other things up here, but I'm going to wait on that. Now here I want to do a little design, and I found these self-adhesive stencils, and they have so many to choose from this year in the fall section, and I like this one. I'm going to do the one that says welcome to our patch. That's why I've also added the additional pumpkins. So when you open it up, it comes on a back of white paper, and these are already pre-cut for you to separate each of them. I just need to make sure that I have enough room that I can read my words even after I add my pumpkins across the bottom here. So once you have your placement, you can peel off the stencil and place it. The back is supposed to peel off. Just take your time, make sure you get it laying down nice and smooth. Okay, I have it down. It's nice and smooth and I can read everything. Now I like to use these. These are pouncing brushes. I find that these do the best job on stencils. And we're going to do it in white. Just dab in, dab off any excess. And I like that these are self-adhesive, so they're going to hold for you. Just be careful when you get near the edge. You don't want to go past the edge. I apologize, my camera turned off because my memory in my computer was full, so I had to delete some things. But all I did was use the white paint and my little pouncer and pounced on and removed the stencil. Now you can rewash the stencil and then put it on the backing here and reuse it. So I'm happy with that. Now we're going to add our pumpkins. You just need to be careful because the white is still wet. And I just need to decide now where I want to place my pumpkins and how I want them to look across the bottom here. I think that looks really cute. I decided I am going to use one of the little glitter pumpkins that came in the package, but that's up to you. They do have another plain one, so if you want to paint it like the others, you can. And to attach these, I'm going to use a combination of the Alien's Original Tacky Glue and the hot glue. You just need to make sure that the bottom stays flat so that it can stand. Now my paint is dry, so I can move forward with my decorating. You're going to need one of the burlap leaves. They come in a package of 5. This is the one I'm going to be using. They do come on a wire, so you want to pull the wire off. And then you'll need like a pencil or a dowel rod. Start at one end and then just wrap around so you get like a little corkscrew. Okay, we're going to use that as a tendril, so you'll need 2 wires to make 2 of them. And then with the leaf that you pulled the wire off, we're going to trim this into smaller leaves to add. The first thing that we're going to attach are our little tendrils. And they are curved at the bottom, so I'm just going to take the curved end and wrap it around the base of my stem here. So I have both of them wrapped around the base there. So I'm going to add some hot glue to keep them secure. Okay, so I have my 2 tendrils on there. And now I'm going to add some of these pieces so they look like leaves. So I have 2 pieces glued there for leaves and the tendrils. I'm happy with that. The final thing I'm going to add is this really pretty bow. It's a very simple bow to make. 2 loops on either side of the leaf ribbon and 1 loop on either side of the check ribbon. And then I also added a tail of each and wrapped the center. And I'm going to glue that right at the base of my stem. Now you want to play with your bow and fluff it a little bit before you put it down, just to make sure that it's laying the way that you want, because once you glue it down you don't want to play with it too much. And at this time you can also adjust your tendrils. If you want them a little longer, you can straighten them out, maybe curve them a little bit. Whatever looks right to you. And there you go, we're all done. Our cute little welcome to our patch shelf sitter. Really fun and easy to make. Well, I hope you enjoyed both tutorials. They were so much fun to make. I absolutely love all the new items that Dollar Tree got in this year for fall. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, please give me a big thumbs up and show some love in the comments. This really does help support my channel. If you know anyone who would enjoy my content, please share it with them. Thanks again for stopping by. You know it's always a pleasure to see you. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.